back with the another video of accounts. So in this video you will learn about the further portions of recording of transaction part 2 chapter. In previous video we have already learned the introduction portion of cash book. How many types of cash books are there? What all subsidiary books we are going to maintain? Day books we are going to maintain? What all important portions are there? So that all things already we have discussed. In that, cash book single column, double column, triple column format along with one question of single column cash book and double column cash book we have completed. Now from today's video you will learn about the format of petty cash book, why petty cash book is maintained, what is the format, how we have to make the question, that all things today you are going to learn. So let's begin. So petty cash book, petty means small expenses that are going to occur in a firm. For that a separate column, separate account is maintained, because for the main transactions we are going to appoint a cashier that is called as chief cashier, and the chief cashier is not appointed to do such type of petty cashier's expenses. He is not appointed for the reasons for the making of this petty expenses in the firm. So for that a petty cashier is appointed, and that person we are going to provide amount of all the petty expenses, and that petty expenses and account will be maintained by that petty cashier. So petty cash book saves time and efforts of chief cashier, because chief cashier is not appointed for such kind of work. He is having work different from these all things. So saves the time and efforts of chief cashier, this petty cash book, and effective control over cash distribution, as small petty expenses we are keeping aside from the daily journal routines. So huge kind of expenses are maintained in cash book, single column, double column, bank columns. These are things we are going to maintain separately, and small expenses we are going to write down in the day-to-day expenses we are going to write down in the cash book. So it also helps in effective distribution of cash in the organization. After that, convenient in recording, it helps to make the account separate for small expenses, petty expenses, and huge amount of expenses. So this petty cash book also helps in making a separate and convenient way of recording the transaction in the books of accounts. So this was all about a small introduction related to petty cash book. Now we will learn the format. Suppose a firm name is Samira Traders. Here I have written that they are having a petty cashier. To them they are providing the amounts, that this is the particular amount, and this amount you have to spend in the particular month. Suppose the Samira Traders has started recording the transaction in their petty cash book. So you have to write down format. In format you will write down book of Samira Traders. Then after that petty cash book. Firstly you have to write down the amount received by the petty cashier. That will be given in your book or in your question. That will be clearly mentioned that Samira Traders is having a petty cashier. The head cashier has provided 2000 rupees to him for the further transactions for the month. So amount received, here you will write down whatever the amount will be given in the question. 2000 rupees here I have taken. Here in the date column you have to write down the year and the month, and after that date one by one you will write down, and the expenses that are going to occur in this particular month. After that voucher number, we don't have to do anything with the voucher number here in this chapter. Amount paid, what is the amount paid for these different expenses we have to write down here. And after that what we have to do is that we have to analyze the payments. What we have to do, we have to make the analysis of payment. Suppose here I have written on first date that cash received. On 2nd of May one transaction is auto fare. Second one is postage. Third one is bus fare. Okay, then telephone expenses. So such type of expenses will be given in the question. Only what you have to do is that record all that expenses here. What you have to do is that record all those expenses here. Write down with the amount. That cash received already here 2000 rupees we have written, no? Auto fare suppose 50 rupees, postage 30 rupees, telegram 50 rupees, refreshment 70 rupees, bus fare 30 rupees, telephone expenses suppose it is 50 rupees. So like this all the expenses we have to write down here, and the amount received and the total here we have to write down that how much money we have spent. Okay, suppose this total is coming 150, 70, 50, 50, 100, 200, 50, 60, 70, 80. 280 is coming. Okay, so in 2000 you will subtract 280 and balance CD will come out on the last date of that month. 30th May, 31st May, whatever the date is, and here you will write down the balance CD, and in the next month you will write down the same amount as BD. Whatever the difference will come. Here what you are going to write down, 2000 is your balance, 280 is your expense, bacha hua amount you are going to write down here. I suppose that this is clear. Now analysis of payment, what we have to do. So if here we are seeing that few of the expenses are of similar nature, then we are going to place them in a single column. Like here auto fare and bus fare. We can write down in the convenience column that auto fare is 50 rupees. So here write down. Bus fare is 30 rupees. Write down, and here totally 80 rupees you will write down. Okay, like telegram and telephone expenses. So here we can write down as telephone expenses, and both the amounts like telegram, postage, like this type of expenses here, single column you will write down, totaling here we will do. Refreshment and whatsoever the amount is left, whatever the items that are left we cannot be able to place them in any of the columns, we will write down there in the miscellaneous column. Miscellaneous amounts. Whatever is left, like postage, refreshment is left, we will write down there, we will do the totaling. Nothing else we have to do in the petty cash book. Each and everything will be given, only the balancing amount you have to find out. Like amount received here, date, all the amounts, expenses you have to write down, totaling, then after that take out the balance, and here identical column. If suppose refreshment, then something else is related to the pantry services and all, make a separate column for that, write down all the expenses there. Okay, so this was all about the petty cash book. Okay, now cash book portion is over. Now we have to move towards the subsidiary books. 4 subsidiary books are there: purchase, purchase return, sales, sales return, and journal proper. In journal proper, we will do only journal entry of credit purchase of fixed assets. Please keep in mind that purchase of all the transaction means all the purchase on credit except the fixed assets. Except the fixed assets, all the purchase of credits we are going to write down in the purchase book. All the sales, credit sales in sales book. All the purchase return in purchase return book. All the sales return in sales return book. And fixed asset purchase. Listen carefully. Fixed asset purchase will write down in journal proper. Fixed assets purchased on credit will write down in the journal proper. Entry we are going to write down. So now let's begin with the 4 formats of purchase, purchase return, sales and sales return along with one question. Okay, wait. Okay, So here is the format of purchase journal book. Okay, here firstly you will write down the heading as purchase journal book. Okay, date you are going to write down here, invoice number that will be given in the question, name of supplier, the person who is going to supply the goods or from whom we are going to purchase the goods. Name here we will write down like XYZ Traders or Furniture Mart, like that we are going to write down the name of the traders. Amount, ledger folio. Okay, here I have written account to be credited. That you have to keep in mind that whose account will be credited and whose account will be debited, we have to mention. Okay, so here we have written account to be credited. Suppose we have purchased goods from XYZ Limited. What will be the journal entry? We have purchased the goods. Okay, so what will be the journal entry? Purchase account debit to XYZ Traders. Like this we'll write down. So whose account will be credited? XYZ account, no? So here that's why we are going to write down the name of the traders to whom we are going to purchase and to whose account will be credited. That's why here I have written account to be credited. If we are going to do the sale, then we will write down account to be debited, because sales entry will be XYZ Limited account debit to sales. So which person account is debited? So XYZ. So that's why at that time here we will write down account to be debited. Now we have written account to be credited. Now one question. How we have to make the purchase book. This is the format, simple format. Now one question is there, which type of question will be asked. So suppose the details will be provided to you like this. I am reading that. Here it is given on August 17. Purchase from Messrs. Nima Electronics, invoice number 3250. So date was 2017 August 4. Okay, date is given, invoice number is also given 3250. Mention here 3250. Then it is given 20 mini size TV at the rate 2000 per piece. They are going to purchase 20 TV at the rate 2000. Here we are going to write down the amount. Then 15 tape recorder at the rate 12,500 per piece. 15 recorder at the rate 12,500. Okay, amount we will write down. Then trade discount on all the items is 20%. Now we have to give the trade discount also. Okay, so trade discount also we have to provide. To 2000 into 20, how much amount will become? 2 2s are 4 and 1 2 3 4. It will come 40,000. Okay, just multiply 20 TV at the rate 2000. Then after that 15 recorder at the rate 12,500. What will be the amount? 15 recorder at the rate 12,500. It will come 1,87,500. So write down 1,87,500. What will be the totaling? Plus 40,000. It will come 2,27,500. Okay, this will be the amount. Now we have to provide trade discount 20%. It is given in the question. The trade discount we have to provide 20%. On the total amount here we are going to subtract 20% discount. How we are going to calculate? Write down 2,27,500 into 20 upon 100. Like this you have to calculate. This 0 cancel, this 0 cancel. Now this amount you have to multiply it by 20. Okay, so 2,27,500 into 20%. It will come 45,500. So how much amount we have to deduct? 45,500 amount we have to deduct. So this will be your discount amount, and the amount which will come as 2,27,500 minus 45,500, it will come 1,82,000 This will be your final amount. This calculation we have to show in working note in the question, and this final amount to whom we have purchased, so Nima Traders. So you will write down here Nima Electronics. Okay, name of supplier here we have written, and after that amount is 1,82,000. Here we are going to write down 1,82,000. So like this, to whom we have purchased, like this amount we have to calculate, and after that we have to make the entry. The second transaction is on August 10. Here working note, I am just removing this. Likewise, each and every working note we have to solve in your copy. Okay. Next one is bought from Pawan Electronics, invoice number 8260. So here we are going to write down invoice number 8260. Pawan Electronics. Okay. Pawan Electronics, here we have written. Then they have purchased 10 video cassettes at the rate 150. Okay. So we'll write down 10 cassettes at the rate 150. Then after that they have purchased 20 tape recorders. So 20 recorders at the rate 1650. Then trade discount 10% on purchase. So we will calculate the amount. It will come 1500 and 1650 into 20. It will come 33,000. Total amount 33,000 plus 1500. It will come 34,400. 34,500. This is the total amount. Now, and in that total amount, what we have to do? We have to give the trade discount of 10%. So trade discount at the rate 10%. We have to calculate. Calculate it 34,500 into 10 upon 100. It will come 3450. Subtract this amount, and this total amount will write down here. So minus 3450, it will come 31050. Okay, it will come 31050. This amount we have to write down here, 31050. Okay, likewise only the entries we have to make and totaling we will do, and this purchase book is over. So in such a way we have to make the questions related to purchase book. This same pattern of question will be there for sales book, sales return, purchase return. In all the books, only format will be different, that we are going to discuss. So all of you note down this. This will help you. And next, the format we will learn about the purchase return book. So let's begin with the format of purchase return book. Here a few things we are going to add and subtract. Okay, let's. Okay, so this is the format of purchase return book. Date, debit note number, name of supplier, account to be debited, here we have to write down, ledger folio and the amount. Account to be debited, why we have written here? Because purchase return will be there. So purchase is always debited, purchase return is always credited. To purchase return we are going to write down the credit, but the name of the person to whom we are going to return, that will be debited. That's why suppose Pawan Traders purchase return amount is 20,000. So we are going to write down the journal entry as Pawan Traders account debit to purchase return account. So purchase return account, whose account is debited? Pawan Traders. That's why your account to be debited it is written. Okay. So in this way, this is the format. In the same way I have made the question in this previously I have told that purchase book how you have to make, the same pattern question will be made in this also. Only you have to keep in mind the format. Now next is sales journal book. In sales book, date, invoice number, name of the customer, account to be debited, records, to whom we are going to purchase, to whom the person we are going to sell the goods, that will be the customer. The name of the customer here we are going to write down, suppose Ram, Shyam, whosoever to whom we have sold the goods. So Ram's account debit to sales account. Whose account is debited? Ram's account. So here account to be debited we are going to write down. Now in the same way, sales return book will be also there. Here we are going to write down the credit note. Here it will be written as sales return journal book, and here name of the customer and account to be credited we will write down. Account to be credited. Okay, why we are going to write down account to be credited? Because sales is always credited and sales return is always debited. Okay, so suppose Sohan has sales return by Sohan. It is given in the question. You will write down as sales return account debit to Sohan's account, Sohan's capital account. Here that's why account to be credited we have written. Sohan ka account credit hoga usme. That's it. Okay. So this is the four format of purchase book, purchase return, sales book, sales return, and petty cash book. So this was all about this chapter. One more question we will make related to the, if GST is also given, trade discount is also given, then in such case how we will make the question. So that we will discuss later on. That is already given, nothing else is there. The same way we are going to do the calculation. Only the thing which you have to keep in mind is that firstly the trade discount will be deducted and after that the GST will be applied. The same thing, only this thing you have to keep in mind, otherwise rest of the things will be same. So let's discuss that question also. The chapter will be totally completed after that. Okay, so wait. Okay, so here is the format of purchase book along with the GST entries. Whenever in a question GST plus discount, both the type of transaction will be there in this purchase type book or sales return or purchase return. Firstly, you have to do the totaling of the purchase, less GST will be applied. So keep in mind that all things. Okay. So here in question it is given that August 2017, August 5, invoice number 68780, Ramakant trader of Delhi is going to purchase few materials. 20 TV at the rate 15,000. What will be the total? 3 lakh. Here format is slightly different. Date, invoice number, name of supplier, ledger folio, details, then total, then CGST, HGST and IGST we have to place. Okay. So procedure will be same, only few columns they have added. Okay. So 20 into 15,000 it will come 3 lakh. 5 DBT at the rate 10,000 it will come 50,000. Total will come 3 lakh 50,000. After that trade discount we will deduct. So 3 lakh 50,000, 10%, 35,000 it will come. Deduct 35,000, the amount will come 3 lakh 15,000. Now we have to add GST on this amount. This 3 lakh 15,000 we have to calculate 9% CGST, 9% SGST. Now why we are applying 9% CGST and SGST? The trader is of Delhi and he is purchasing goods from Delhi only. That's why CGST and SGST is applied. And if he could have purchased the goods from Maharashtra or from Mumbai or from anywhere else, we could have applied here IGST, whatever the percent will be given in the question. So 9% of 3 lakh 15,000, like this we can calculate 3 lakh 15,000 into 9 upon 100. Whatever the amount will come, it will come 28,350. This amount you have to write down here, 9% CGST, 9% SGST. Now the total you have to write down here in the total column. That 3,71,700 will be the total. Now what was the GST, CGST? 28,350. What was the SGST? 28,350. Simple. So I think that in the same way you will be able to make each and every questions related to this chapter. This chapter is now over. From next video you will learn about the BRS chapter, bank reconciliation statement. Okay, good luck.